Hey guys, in an effort to complete the insulation project on the house now, initially there was 2 inches of spray foam installed in the walls, and what we're going to do is add another 3.5 inches of RockWool, completing the 5.5 inch deep gap created by 2x6 studs. So today we'll be cutting that out. As you can see, a lot of the pieces will be mitered at the top, and go ahead and complete filling in these voids. And we'll consider the upstairs done at that point. The ceiling itself is 4 inches of that spray foam, so this is adequately insulated. Now we're going to go ahead and finish this job out. In preparing to cut our RockWool, one of the things that's going to be important for us is to determine that angle. Since we're running up the rake of the end of the building, there's going to be a mitered top on that. The best way for me to figure out what the increase was on the high side was to scribe a line square across 2 studs, and then to go ahead and measure from that line, and for a reference we'll use the bottom of the steel truss. And you can see I have an increase in height of about 5.5 inches. So now when I go to lay that out on the RockWool, we'll do the same thing, but on one side it'll be 5.5 inches longer, thereby giving us that angled cut we need. The remnant portion of that we'll be able to flip over, and that will conform to another portion, and it'll be the mitered cut. So we'll be able to accomplish more than one piece at a time when we go through this.
How's it going, Lee?
It's going.
Now, is that a RockWool knife or is that a bread knife out of your kitchen?
This is an actual RockWool knife.
How do you like them?
This, I like it. Looks good. When I first saw it, it looked kind of rinky-dink. I was like, that's what they cut it with?
Yeah.
We watched a couple YouTube videos, Matt Riesinger, and sure enough, they work great. And I mean, it's made by RockWool. It's called Grip Right, R-I-T-E.
Yeah.
And it's the way to go.
Right on.
Definitely the way to go.
Look at that, I need this one at 13 3/4.
13 3/4. 13 3/4. There's my finger. You watching this, dude?
Yes.
So I got my blade out. I'm gonna get it right here. I'm gonna walk down nice and slow. Okay. See, I was just barely cutting that.
That's pretty
But it's
cool.
making me a nice straight line, right? And all I do is take my handy dandy RockWool cutter, bread knife. There you go, sir. 13 3/4.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
installing some of these 47-inch pieces is around wiring. What I'll do is partially insert the RockWool in position between the studs, try to determine where that wiring occurs, and if I can, part it. So part of that bat will ride below it and then part of it above it, allowing it to recess fully into the wall without compressing the wire. I'll have to do the same thing at the top here, because you can see I've got cable in two positions. And what I was able to do by just pulling back on it was to part that, so the remainder will go above the wire. That way I'm not shoving it back into the wall. If I were to do that in every bay, I wouldn't have enough length to accommodate.
All right, so we got this side of the building done now. Next thing up is we're going to be taking care of the enclosed kind of stairway room, if you will, here. Because this upper attic isn't going to be temperature controlled. We want to keep the cold air downstairs. So we're going to be taking insulation, that RockWool, putting some on the roof of this structure here. And then we'll be putting more insulation inside below.
And drop back on.
Okay, so we finished up the ceiling there, the stuff on top of the stairwell enclosure, and we are going to move inside and take care of the RockWool insulation in here. We're starting with the stuff up high first because we're just going to eat the frog there, and we went ahead and crafted our own little platform to stand on here out of 2x12. Not the best, but it does hold our weight. All right, let's knock it out. All right, it's a new day. We're still working on the RockWool project up in the attic, everything we can do up here. We moved on to the stairwell enclosure. We've done the ceiling up there yesterday evening. Today we're gonna do the inside of the stairwell enclosure, and we are getting the RockWool cut right now.
All right, so this is going to conclude the installation install of RockWool R15 and the upper area and the stairway area. So we have it all up, as you can see. Again, this will give us an R value of 15 in the walls. And this concludes our video. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate if you give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.
Howdy. Who's a good girl? There's the tailway.